Well, my name is Steve Ridgel, and my daughter got married last Friday night. Now, you're thinking, okay, that's sweet, and lots of girls get married, and well, this was a little different. My daughter married Tim Cope, and they're both older. They've had rocky roads to get them to this point. They found each other, fell in love, and got married, and I think there are three things that you need to learn from Julie and Tim. So I especially want to say to those of you that have gone through a bad divorce or life's been hard or you can't seem to find love, I think there's three things you ought to hear from Julie and Tim's story. Number one, your past is not your future. They both had a hard past, had hard marriages. They're neither one perfect, but boy, did they have some hard things they had to get through. And it made them a little cynical and it made it hard to function well. And boy, but you know what? They're not defined by their past. They're carving a future together that's positive and full of love. And that's kind of the second point. Besides the fact your past doesn't define your future, number two, I want to tell you, you never quit believing in love. Loving people, loving God, but even looking for that special someone. You know, you think you never want to love again, or you think nobody will ever love you again, or you're so bruised and battered, maybe literally, but certainly emotionally. Boy, you're barely getting one foot in front of the other, but somehow you still believe that somewhere you're going to find that one person. Or you start dating and you think maybe this is, and maybe we could, and then you find out we do love each other and let's build a life. And boy, I love Tim and Julie for not being bound by their past. I love Tim and Julie for the fact that they still believe in love. And number three, I want to tell you, God works even when you don't see it. Now, I'm going to tell you, Julie would say, and I think Tim would too, they weren't perfect and they had a hard time even seeing God and following God. You know, sometimes you can just, life throws so much at you and you get so hurt by sometimes even people that you thought were Christians, and sometimes by the mates you thought should love you, and life's hard. But you know, somehow in all that, you keep saying, maybe God will, God please, God I hope, and then one day you wake up and realize, God, thank you. You are bringing me the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. One of the first times they had us over, we gathered up in a circle and Tim led us in prayer. And I realized, I don't know how long it'd been since Julie had had someone who would lead her family in prayer. I don't know how long since Tim had been able to lead a family in prayer. So I'm going to tell you those three lessons for those of you that, man, think life's hard. And I don't know what the future holds. And I'm going to tell you, by the way, if Tim and Julie hadn't found each other, the important thing, if they could be faithful to God, it would have been okay. But here are the three lessons I just want you to remember from them. Your past does not define your future. Love is still possible, and God is working for you, even if you don't see Him. So thanks, Julie and Tim. I hope you have a long life together and honor God and do great things.